Good morning, everyone. My name is Don Daniel, founder of Pill Method International, and generally we are in the Pill Method Club.
The fact that you've made a few $100s off of reels, but you've actually leveraged your real estate to make money.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely touch on that. Yeah, I can hear you, Mary. Where are you calling in? Where are you hailing in from?
I am actually in Central Florida, Daytona area.
Oh, awesome. I love and adore Florida. So do you have TikTok, Mary?
I have an account, but I honestly can't even remember the last time I was on it.
I misplaced that.
I don't know what
Start
happened.
talking about mortgages and paying them off in 7 years. I'm a non-believer, right? Non-believer until you see what I'm saying. Did you catch that? Until he broke that stuff down, and he broke it down bit for bit, word for word, and that's the type of stuff that you're looking for. You get so much of the what's that the what's are incredible. I mean, they're everywhere. Whether it's on this app, whether it's on other apps, or whether it's in your family members, people can tend to always tell you what to do. But what Mr. Ice is doing is he's showing you the how to, and that's the totally difference, right? Is you learning how to listen. This morning, man, I like this. I like to see if somebody's woken up in this room right here this morning. What I need you guys to do right now, if you're in this room and you can hear my voice and you can just hear it, you can hear my voice, right? What I'm asking you guys to do at this moment, right, is I'm asking you to go over to the chat to hit the number 9 to pump the energy back in this room. The reason that I'm asking you to pump the energy in this room, let's keep Mr. Ice back in this room so he ain't moving. So maybe the energy's a little low. So let's go to the chat, hit that number 9. I want to find out where you at. Hit that 9. Let's hit it. Come on, let's hit that 9. Let's hit that 9. 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 I see you, Mr. Ice.
While we there, Flame, go ahead and let the people know who you are, just in case they don't know.
Man, I'm a little black boy from the small city of Atlanta, Georgia, who just so happened to live out in Phoenix, Arizona. Listen, I talk about credit. They got a lane. If I look at the highway right now, they got a highway outside, right where I live at. It's called I-10, and on I-10, right, one thing that they have out there, they have lanes. It's a whole lot of lanes out there on that big freeway, but I stay in one lane. My lane is credit. I particularly stay in that area. And when it comes to credit, is everything and anything that you want to know about credit. I'm talking about business credit, personal credit. Well, it don't matter what it is. As long as it's got credit in the name, that's what it is. I'm also known as America's #1 credit educator. And that was told by FICO. So the information that I'm telling you guys, that's coming from stuff that either came in one of three categories. Number one, I've did it. Number two, I've done it. Number three, I'm currently doing. But one thing that I can tell you, right, is that on this process to go get to on the process to get to the home, right, you got to come through it, and that is what that is coming through the credit system, and that's what that means for me. That is called the seed, right? I am planting the seed for you. That is right, that credit. But guess what Mr. Don is doing? Mr. Don is going to get you the deed. See, it's one thing to buy the home, but it's another thing to outright own it. And so that's what we're talking about. Listen, if you guys want a deed to your home, if you want a deed to your home, type the word deed in the chat. Let's see that deed. I want you to type it. So the more that you type it, the more that you see it, the more that you can obtain it. I'm telling you, man. Let me see you type that word deed in the type the word deed in there. Deed. Hey, don't you want a home? You got a home, you're walking around in a home, right? But you found out that the bank owned the home, right? I want to see you with the paper that says that home is yours. So in order for that to occur, write the word deed in the chat. The more that you can write the word deed in the chat, that makes it obtainable. You can see it, you can get it, and Mr. Don is gonna get you there. So y'all type the word deed in the chat. If you want that deed to that home, if you don't have a home and you want to achieve a home, right? And you want to have that paper of a home. If you want to leave a legacy for your family, type the word deed in the chat. Come on, type it. I know you can type it. Just type the word deed. I know it's a hard thing to do. Because it's even a harder rush, Kenyatta, when they found out that house that their grandma stayed in for 42 years, she never had the deed to it. Look, now you can be the first one in the family. Type the word deed in the chat. I see you, Mr. Don.
I love that, Flame. You are absolutely right. I believe Don said something like 9 out of 10 people actually never get the chance to get that deed that Flame is talking about. So I want you guys to have it. You deserve it. You paid all that money. And so we're going to show you how to get to the end quicker to ensure that you can pass it along to your family. Good morning, Lady Erin. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Good morning, Kenyatta. Hey, Don and Flame. Good to see everybody. Hey to everybody else in the room. This is a room of total value, and it's always a joy to join you all, to support you all, and to really just add value. I'm Erin Porche, founder and CEO of Global Works Consulting Group, where we're highly focused on business development and professional development. We're a catalyst for government contracting and here to serve the community in building wealth. We innovate ways to get into the government market and help small business owners position themselves to sell to the federal, state, and local government. Feel free to connect with me here on Clubhouse and Instagram. And let's continue to get the information and apply, 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 apply.
Do you hear that, you guys? Apply. That is the thing that makes the difference. Enough of us aren't applying. And so for me, I am Kenyatta. You can find me at kenyatta10k.com. And I can assist you with starting your journey with investment properties or funding your business. I do that by helping you locate a great deal, then financing that great deal, canceling the interest with the P.I.L.L method on that great deal to get you in yet another deal as the official lender of the P.I.L.L method family. If you're interested, go ahead and back channel me your name, email, and I'll send you over some information to get started. But we want to thank you for being here. We're excited to have this being live stream on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. Go ahead and on another device, such as your laptop, desktop, or tablet, go to ice10k videos with an s.com so you can see this example. While there, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, and share. We need this information to be mainstream and everyone knows it. If you're new to the room, go ahead and follow the Greenhouse and all the moderators, especially Ice, the Don Method, P.I.L.L Method. Man, he is always a part of amazing rooms that will bring you the very best in real estate knowledge and how to save money in general. So happy, what is today? Happy Wednesday and enjoy. I can't wait to get these examples started. Don, back to you.
Well, thank you very much, Kenyatta. Oh man, we got Lady Erin Love in here. We got Flame in the building. We are in the Black Think Tank this morning. We got 24 people in here, Flame. We got 24 people in here right now. 52 people have been through the room already, and we're just getting started. So, Flame, what do you got to say about the fact that we have 52 people coming through and we have 25 people in here right now? What do you got to say about that?
What it lets us know is that the folks that's in this room right now, one thing that I found out is that you guys are in here, right? And we definitely, man, respect you at the highest level because there are a lot of rooms that you can stop in, right? But what we want you to know is that I've seen people do a lot of things, right? And when they're on this app, they in this room and they in that room. But as a positive room of something that you can obtain, which is a home, which is one of the biggest purchases that you can make, right? You talk about it so much is the fact that folks say, man, they live their whole life and they never own a home. Now, here's the thing. you can actually own that home. Now, why am I saying that, and what does that mean for this room? Because Mr. Don is showing you the way. You don't have to say you didn't know or didn't nobody teach you, right? You can eliminate that excuse. But let's teach other people how to eliminate that excuse. And how can you help? The way that you can help is going right now down to the share button. And I'm asking you, right? Let's find out this. Let's find out if we can work together in this room first. I want to see if we can all work together. Can we all work together at one time? Listen, this is what I'm asking you guys to do. Is I'm asking you guys right now to go down to the share button and to share the room. Right? Let's share the room. We got 5 shares to this room, right? Let's pump them up. Let's not even start this room until we got 15 shares. Let's get to 15 shares. Let's see if we can get 10 people in this room, right, to share this room, right? I think that is the. Have you ever talking to somebody off the app? What? Why am I saying that? Man, you talking to him off the app how to buy a home, man, listen, it's gonna be a whole different discussion. He's coming on here this morning, giving it to you in a free format. The way that you can pay him back is by digital currency. Digital currency costs nothing. Only thing it takes is required for you to take your finger, right? Let's practice. This is how we're gonna do. Take your index finger, right? Take your right index finger and hold it up in the air. Right now, bring it down. Now go over here to the share button, hit it, boom. Then once you hit that, right, then you share the room. Once you share the room, you can type what you want to type about the room, but you think you're gonna get out of here, what you want to get out of here, right? And then what does this do? It brings it out into your hallway so other members of your followers can actually see this room. And that's what it takes, right? It takes a whole village to raise a child, right? Because since this is new to you, we got to be a child in here as we listen. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna share this out because we got 6 shares in this room. We got to share this room because we're gonna be saying the same old story unless somebody's addicted to the sad story. Y'all ready for the story? Man, I grew up poor. Ain't nobody teach me this. I went to school. Teachers didn't teach me this. You know what I mean? If you tired of hearing them sad stories, man, go up here and share this room. But we got 8 shares. I asked for 15 shares. Let's get to 15 shares. Let's get this thing to rocking and moving, baby. Let's get this thing to rocking and moving. What are we rocking and moving? We're rocking and moving to a point that we're gonna learn information this morning so you can buy off a home in 7 years. I said a deed in 7 years? Ain't nobody else talking like that in the country. I said a deed in 7 years. Listen, man, we got 9 shares. I got to get to 15 shares before we can rock out this morning. I got to have 15 shares, right? Come on, hit that button, share the room. That's what I'm asking you to do. I think ask is a cool thing to do, right? I think in exchange for something, we're giving out free information this morning. You guys give us a digital currency. That's an even exchange, right? There we go. We got 12 shares this morning. Let's get to 15 shares. I need you to hit that button to get us to 15 shares. I know it's a hard thing to do. You just got to squeeze it out of you. You know what I mean? Take your finger and just hit it. That's how you do it. We got 13. Listen, I got to have 15 shares this morning. I got to have them. So whatever you guys needing, if you can hear my voice, listen, we need digital currency. I need you to pump up Mr. Don this morning because when he get to going, he get to going, right? He get to going, right? The banks, I'm telling you, man, it ain't gonna be long before these folks gonna come get them. There you go, 15 shares. I see you, Mr. Don. Let's roll.
All right, all right. Listen, I'm just doing a little math over here. Oh, by the way, folks, if you want to see I put in the chat earlier, so we can put it in the chat again. If you want to see those examples, you want to go to ice10kvideos.com, ice10kvideos.com, and you can actually see us on live on YouTube. Now we do have the button at the top, the my 10K card at the top. If you want to choose a different way of viewing us, then you can do that. But if you want to go straight to YouTube, go to ice10kvideos.com on your iPad or on your tablet or on your computer, and then turn down the sound, but listen to us on Clubhouse. That way you can interact. If you have a question or comment, you can talk to us on Clubhouse, and then ask your question, okay? Because there's people out there that are trying to buy houses right now. There are people out there whose parents still have a mortgage. What? There are people out there that their grandparents still have a mortgage. And there are people out there that have thought about the fact that if my parents still have a mortgage and my grandparents still have a mortgage, I'm just starting out. When I'm retired, will I still have a mortgage? Some people are asking that question right now. If you've ever asked that question, will I still have a mortgage when I'm retired? Will I still be struggling to pay this thing off? Will I ever pay off a mortgage? If you ever had those questions, all right, listen, I need you to put a number 1 in the chat. If you've ever had a question about how to pay, am I ever going to get out of debt? If you've ever had that question, go ahead and put a number 1 in the chat. Because if you've never had that question, then this is probably not the room for you, because we're going to be addressing those things right now. Because the way lending is set up for us to fail. How is that? Because we've never been educated on it. Now we're going to be educated on it. And I'm going to ask you a question today. All right. I'm looking in the chat. Let me look in the chat and see what's going on in the chat here. Did we get any number 1s in the chat? Oh, okay. I guess no one really ever asked that question about how. Oh, there's one. Have they ever wondered how or whether they're going to be able to get out of debt? And you know what? You know what that really speaks to? All right. You know what that really speaks to? It speaks to the fact that we accept being in debt forever as the absolute truth. Okay, there's another one. All right. So listen, folks, my name is Don Daniel, founder of P.I.L.L Method International, a better way to eliminate debt. And we've been here for 16 years showing people how to read and understand an amortization schedule so that you can understand how you can get out of debt in an average of 7 to 9 years. Did you know the average family has 13 different debts? And 35 to 39% of their take-home pay, even those who are well-to-do, even those families who make plenty of money, even those families who are not in financial trouble, even those families that go on vacation every year, buy what they want to buy, have high limits on their credit cards and low utilization on their credit cards, even those people, even people who are doing extremely well, pay 35 to 39% of their take-home pay on interest. They're living on the rest. The bank is taking. You see, this is what we're talking about. How do we take resources? And Flame can talk to you about this. How do we take natural resources and turn that into money? Okay. Gold in the ground is gold in the ground. So how do you take gold in the ground that is mixed in with maybe some other metals and other dirt? How do you take that gold out of the ground, which is a natural resource, and how do you turn that into money? It's a process. So Bank said, how do we take natural resources and turn that into money? You know, I want somebody to guess for me, and you can put it in the chat. The natural resource for a bank is what? What is a natural resource for the bank that turns that into money? Can anybody kind of write that in the chat or come up on stage and tell me what that is? Give me your best guess. What is the bank's natural resource that they turn into money? Somebody said interest, and that's a good answer, but that's not where I'm going. Okay, where do they get the interest? Oh, somebody said people. There we are. There it is. There it is. Somebody says people. Banks use people as a natural resource and turn people into money. Okay? People. How do we get people, a natural resource, and turn that into money? Okay? So we show them, the bank says, let's find a way that we can help them get into a house, buy education, and buy whatever it is they want to buy a car. Okay. They don't have to save up for it. Then we're going to lend them the money and then charge them interest for it. But guess what? We're going to give them a payment they can afford. We're going to give them payments that they can afford. But guess what happens with those payments? 70%, 75%, 80% of the payment you make goes to interest, when 20 to 30% actually goes to pay down the loan. Oh my goodness, what a plan. You've got a payment that you can afford and that you can live well on. And the bank says, I'm going to turn these people into a fantastic resource. These people are a natural resource, and we're going to mine that natural resource to make trillions upon trillions of dollars. And how are we going to do that? We're never going to teach them how we do it. Because if we do, the secret's out. They'll never pay us the interest that we want if they find out how we do it. Flame, how lucrative is ignorance? Now, ignorance is different from being stupid, people. We're not saying stupid. We're saying ignorant when you don't know. How lucrative is ignorance, Flame?
Man, they taking advantage of the people is what the banks are doing. And so what they understand too is that a lot of the folks that's working in the bank, right, that they live in the community where we live at, right? When you see a banker, the banker may stay 3 houses down from you or may stay in your same neighborhood. So they don't teach them as well, because you may come in contact with them where they can, well, one day they might slip up and tell you. So what they won't do is they won't have a training so they can teach them, so they can teach you, right? And so when you start taking all of these things right now you start to understand about how lucrative it could be for them, right? It's keeping you out the picture. But luckily enough, we got a person like yourself who actually knows. And today is the way that you can know. Listen, what I'm listening for you guys to do is 16 shares in the room. Let's get to 20 shares, right? I need to get to 20 shares right now. Just right now. Just right now. Can you just hit the button and give me 4 shares? Anybody in this room that's got it in them to hit the 4 shares? I know you got it. Let's get me to 20 shares. 20. Let's get to 20 shares, right? 20 shares. There's 16 shares in this room. Let's get to 20 shares, because I want you guys to get this information like you never had it before, right? Hit that share button. Let's go down to it. Matter of fact, wake up this morning. I need you to do something for me right now. If you're in the house right now, I want you to represent your city. What city are you from? Because you got to take this information back to your town. What town are you from? I want to see you. Where you from? You say you from Cleveland. Man, type that in the chat then. Don't tell me across no text message. Tell me in the chat. Where you from? You said, oh, okay, I get it. Oh, you from Dallas. Represent Dallas in the chat. Put your city in the chat. What hood you from? What city you from? Where you from? Throw it in the chat. Let's find out where you from. Where the folks from in here this morning? Let's get, man, I'm down in the chat looking to find out where folks is from this morning. I see you, Mr. Don.
Okay. All right, Flame. Listen, folks, here's the first 2 questions. I mentioned that we're going to have 2 questions to start out with this morning. Here are the first 2 questions. Number 1, if you could always buy gasoline at $1 a gallon or less, what if I could permanently fix it so that you could buy gasoline at $1 or less per gallon? Would you want to know how? Okay. Anybody? So you can put it in the chat. Put your answer in the chat. If I could fix it so you could buy gasoline at $1 a gallon or less, would you want to know how? What's your answer? Oh yeah, I know some people say, oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, here's my second question. Here's my second question. Okay, my second question is this: If I could fix it so that you had a discount card, that wherever you took that discount card, whether it's to the grocery store or to the restaurant, wherever they're selling food, if I could fix it so that you could permanently have a discount card for the rest of your life, wherever you swipe that card, you could buy your food at 75% off, even in the most expensive restaurants in the world, grocery store or restaurants. Would you want to know how to get such a discount card? Where you could get it at 75%. Oh, somebody said no doubt, Ice. No doubt. Okay. If you're watching me, listen, if you're watching me online, you can answer that question too in the comments. Go ahead. Put it in the comments. Getting your food at 75% off forever by swiping a discount card, or or being able to buy gas at $1 a gallon or less for the rest of your life. If I could fix that, would you want to know how? This is what I'm talking about. I need you to keep that in mind, because some people can't really understand the magnitude of what we're talking about here when we're talking about getting loans at a discount. Okay? So think about that. So if I could fix it so that when you get a loan from the bank, that you don't need more money, but you can get your loans at 75% off the interest cost. Would you want to know how? So let me give you an example. All right, I'm putting something on the screen here, and I need you guys to see this. All right, so I have a loan of $200,000 on. I got the wrong screen up. Hold on, sorry. Need a new screen. Need a new share. All right, so we're gonna stop this one, and then we're gonna share a new screen. Share screen. There we go. All right, screen two. Screen two is on. We got $200,000. Okay, at 6% interest, and the payment is $1199.10. I'm going to put a calculator on here. Okay, so we have $200,000. Okay, and I'm saying, what if every penny of this money could go to the principal, your payment? Okay. So we're going to divide that $200,000 by the payment, which is $1,199.10. It equals, I did something wrong. Hold on. Okay. Oh yeah, that's 166 payments. 166 payments. We'll just round it to 166 payments. Okay. So 166 payments, and we're going to divide that by 12. That means you should be able to pay this off in 13 years if all of your money went to principal. Okay. If all of your money went to principal, then you should be able to pay it off in 13 years with absolutely no help. But guess what? That's not what happens. Okay. That's not what happens. Take a look at this. Okay. Now, right now, we have $200,000 mortgage at 6%. Can you see here? I want you to see here how much the bank wants in interest on this loan. If you cannot see this and you want to see this, oh, Miss Kenyatta, will you tell them how they can see this example if they're new to the room? Because we're at 19 shares. We're about to get to 20, and we're inviting more people in. We have 27 people in the room right now. We have 85 people that have come through the room. I won't be satisfied till I get at least 200 people through the room. We got to get these more people in so that they can actually see what's going on, so they can know the truth about lending today. How can they see this example?
Good morning, new people. What you want to do is go to ice10kvideos.com on another device, perhaps your tablet, desktop, laptop. And what you want to do is go straight to YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Sharing is caring.
All right, all right, all right. So here's what we're talking about, folks. The bank wants $231,000. 231,000. Okay. So here's what we're talking about. We have a payment of 1199.10. 1199.10. All right. And $199.10 goes to interest. All right. 199 $199.10 goes to interest. And let me pull this over here. So we've got 1199.10. Let's say okay, $199.10 goes to interest. We're going to divide that by 1199.10. There we go. Woo, my goodness, that's even worse. Whew, that's even worse. Okay. 16. Okay. All right, minus. Okay, 100. Wait a second. I'm doing a little math here, folks. Okay, I'm doing a little math here for you. Minus 16. All right, there we go. All right, 84. All right, here we go. Here we go. We have on the screen $199.10 goes to principal, $1,000 goes to interest. At this point, every dollar you pay towards this mortgage, and I need you all to hear this well, because this is how the bank takes raw material, all right, and turns it into money. We are the bank's raw material. This is how they take material and turn it into money. How do we mine this? It says, okay, we've given them a payment they can afford because it's less than the rent. How many people have heard that? You can afford this because it's less than the rent. All right. But the payment you make, okay, 84% of your dollar. I want you to really zero in on this, Flame. Kenyatta. All right. Oh my goodness. Got credit goddess in the room right now. I need you all to zero in on this. For every dollar you put towards this mortgage to pay for this home, 84 cents of that dollar goes to interest. Only 16 cents out of that dollar goes to the loan itself to pay it down. How inefficient is the use of a dollar to buy anything if 84% of that dollar doesn't buy what you intend for it to buy? Come on, Flame. Help me out here. Am I the only one? Am I the only one that sees this?
Ain't no way. Ain't no way. You're looking at your dollar and you're talking about where is it going to use that? And then you start to look at it and find out that out of that dollar, you got 85% of that dollar going towards someone else as opposed to going towards what you purchased. I mean, that don't get you upset. That ain't getting the meter running this morning. If that don't get the meter just running this morning, it can't get your meter can't run, right? When you're talking about you got $1 and then you're able to take 85% of that dollar and give it to somebody else before you keep 15 cents to yourself. Hey man, type me in the chat, man. If you don't like that, type the number 9 in, right? If you don't like taking 85% of your money, giving it to somebody else, right? For something that you bought and you purchased. If you don't like that, let me see the number 9 in the chat. Let me see how many people don't like it. Just flat out just don't like it. Because I know I don't like it. Mr. Don said he don't like it. I talked to Kenyatta, she don't like it. Let's find out who's staying with us. Because we don't like it. I'm gonna find out which one of you. There's a lot of people that like it. I found that out. There's a lot of people that like it. A lot of people that like taking 85% of their money and giving it to somebody else. Right? Yeah. There's no way,
All right. I got Marcus here. He says, "How can he see the screen?" Marcus, the only way you can see, we're showing the screen here on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook, on LinkedIn. All right, YouTube. If you want to see my screen, you got to go to one of those platforms. The easy way is to go to ice10k.com on a different device. All right. Ice10kvideos.com rather, and it'll take you straight to YouTube. It'll take you straight to YouTube and you can watch these examples. Okay. All right. He's there now. He's there. He's there. We got some number 9s in the chat, Flame. We got some number 9s in the chat. Man, they want to know. We want to know. So listen, here's what I'm talking about. And, you know, I started out today with asking the question, if you could buy your food at a discount, people want that. They would love that. If you could get your gasoline at a discount, all right, people love that. Okay. I'm going to show you how to get your money at a discount, and think of it as this. Stop thinking of it in terms of, I've got to have more money to get money at a discount. No. Okay. So if you're going to buy gasoline, if I can fix it so you can buy gasoline at $1 a gallon, you don't need more money to buy gasoline at $1 a gallon. Now, do you, Flame? You don't need more money. You just go and pay your $1 a gallon. If you had a discount card and went to swipe that card at the grocery store or the restaurant, you don't need more money to get 75% off of your food. You just need to swipe and pay 75% off. You pay 25% of what other people pay. So everybody's paying full boat. You pay 25%. Let me show you how you can use your same income to pay less interest. So this is why the banks don't want you to know what they're doing. They don't want you to know what they're doing, because once you know, you don't pay interest like that anymore. This is why they don't even teach it to their employees. People who work in the bank, people who sell loans for the bank or the mortgage company, don't understand how a loan actually works. So I'm going to show you a little bit here and put it in terms of getting money at a discount. You need to be able to do that. We can save money at the same rate the bank is charging us. What? If they're getting 84%, 85% in the beginning, and only 16% comes to us, Flame, do you realize that that is a math problem? And it is a timing problem. All right. And if we can solve the problem and the timing problem, we can turn that thing around in our favor in the very same ratios. What? Do you mean, Don, you mean I can save about 5%? I can save about 10%. What I'm saying is, you can turn this around so that on this loan, you can turn it around so the bank gets 80 of that, you get 84% and the bank gets 16%. Does anybody want to know how you can turn this around? Flame, I need you to ask the folks if they want to know. If they want to know how we can turn this around so that the bank gets 16% and we get 84%. All right? Can you help them out, Flame?
Oh man, right now, man. Listen, I want y'all to understand that. Did y'all see that flipperoo that he just did? Instead of the banks getting, instead of you paying the banks 85%, right? You actually paying it on the home and giving the banks the 16. See, these are the type of things that I want you guys to know about the direction that you're getting ready to head. This is what puts you an example of putting that deed in your hand, right? I want y'all to keep saying it, man, because the more that you can say it, the more that you can achieve it, the more that you can obtain it. That is getting that deed in your hand. And the only way that you can be able to get that deed in your hand is put more money towards the principal than you do towards the interest. And listen, right now, I know you guys that are in the room. It's 19. Hold on, we were talking about 19 shares an hour ago. Listen, can y'all share the room? Can somebody? Can we get the 25 shares? 25 shares. We try to put this in. I'm gonna tell you what this is, so somebody can understand it. When you share the room, it puts it in your hallway. When it puts it in your hallway, friends that follow you actually are able to see this room And then they're able to come into the room and they're able to obtain this information as well, right? That's the reason we ask you to share the room so you can put it in your hallway. And when you put it in your hallway, others come by and take a look at it. That's why when you start talking about putting 85% of that home of your money towards the home itself, see what your friends are doing. The one that doesn't have this in their hallway, they're paying 85% of that home and they're giving it to the lender. What you guys are learning today is taking 85% of that home and you putting it on the principal, which puts you at a faster rate of obtaining that deed, right? And that's what we're here for. We're here this morning to see how can we receive this deed in 7 years instead of 30 years. And 30 years is a long time, man. You know, you get 5 years in and then you refinance again. Then you pay it 10 years and then you refinance again. 30 years is a long time. But what we're going to learn today is how to get that deed in your hand in 7 years. And the way that you guys are going to help us do is by sharing it and letting your friends know how to do it as well. Right? Back to you, Don.
Listen, we've got some folks. We're looking for anybody who wants to come up on stage and ask a question at any time. Raise your hand, come up on stage and ask a question about this because you are helping me out. You are helping me out when you ask a question. Then we can make this thing real. So let me show you something here. So we're going to take it down to how the bank does this. Okay. But before we get started, we got Miss Credit Goddess in the room. I want to thank you, Miss Credit Goddess, Rosa Lord, for coming in. Are you available to introduce yourself before we get started with this example? Because I know she's always busy. She's talking to other people. Miss Rosa Lord, when you get a chance, flash your mic and let us know that you're back, and we'll make sure you get to do that introduction. So folks, let's take a look at this thing. So we've got $199.10 going to principal. All right. It's right there. All right. And we've got $1,000 going to interest. And I need to break this down for you. What's going on out of the payment of $1,199.10. Okay. Mortgage is money you borrow. Okay. That's money that you borrow. That's the mortgage money. You borrow that. Okay. In the principal column, that's the first column. This is money that you borrowed. Okay. So now here's what you're being taught here, that you're paying off your mortgage. This person who has this $200,000 mortgage at 6%, they're making $200 payments to their mortgage, $200 payments. That's to the mortgage. That's the money you borrowed. When you break down the terminology, that's what it's about. The interest column is not mortgage because you didn't borrow that. That's rent on your money. You're renting money. We go from renting a house to renting money our entire life. So interest is nothing more than rent. It is not mortgage payment. Mortgage has to do with the money you borrowed. So look at the rent here. Okay. Here's how much rent we're paying each and every month. Now, how do we pay the rent? Every month. That's the timing. The timing is we pay monthly. When you work on the bank's timing, you also work on the bank's math. Here we go, Flame. Here we go, Kenyatta, Lady Erin, and Credit Goddess. Here we go. When we work on the bank's timing, we use their math. So we pay every month, 85% goes to them, 16% goes to us. And in the first 7 years, the transfer of money is the slowest in the first 7 years of a mortgage. Okay. Because now I want you to see this. Every month, a little more money goes to principal, a little less money goes to interest every month. Look at month 3, 201.10 and 998 goes to interest. All right. And on line 4, look at here. 202.10, and 997. So there is a transfer of money that's going from interest, the rent, and going to the principal, the mortgage payment that we use to pay down the loan. So, but that transfer is the slowest in the first 7 years. After 7 years, it starts to pick up speed where more money every month goes to principal, less goes to interest. Okay? Every 7 years. Now, why is that important to know? Why is that important to know? Because every 5 to 7 years, folks, what if you're buying your home right now, okay? Every 5 to 7 years, what happens every 5 to 7 years? What kind of phone calls do you get? And what kind of mail do you get in your box, in your mailbox? Okay? What kind of mail do you get every 5 to 7 years if you're a homeowner? What type of phone calls do you get? All right. Does anybody know? Does anybody want to put that in the chat? There you go. Lady Aaron got it. Refi, Marcus said it. Refi. And why do we refi? So we're being told that when we refi, we're going to save money. Do you know the major reason why we refi is to reset how much money we give to the bank. They want to start that process all over again. Do you realize banks don't care what your payment is? They don't care what the payment is. They just care about how much of the payment comes to them. You know how I learned this? I learned this from my barber years ago. I'm sitting in the barber chair, and this guy was like a marketing genius. I mean, every inch of that barber shop made money. All right. Not only did he rent the chairs, but he washed the towels for the different barbers, and he charged them for that. He had a pop machine. Wow, he had his own pop machine. He was the first guy I knew that had a payphone. This is when I was growing up. He's the first guy I knew that had his own payphone in the barbershop. He didn't get AT&T's payphone. He bought a payphone and put it in there. So he got the money. All right. So he's saying, Don, out of everything that's in my barbershop, which one makes the most money for me? And listen, I love to play pinball. And I played this pinball machine too. And I said, I don't know. He said, well, guess. I said, well, maybe the pop machine. Because I know you buy it for less and you sell it for more. Right? He says, nope. It's the gumball machine. The gumball machine? I said, the gumball machine, they only cost $0.25. Yeah. But he said, each gumball only cost me 3 cents. Every 3 cents, he makes $0.25. That's how the bank thinks. They don't care what the payment is. They just want to make sure that the lion's share of the payment, they don't care if your payment is even $10, as long as 9 of those dollars goes to them. Are you getting that now? So when you refinance, you're resetting the percentages so you get back closer to that 20%, 80% ratio. 16%, 84%, somewhere in that area where 20% goes to you, 80% goes to them. They don't care what the payment is, as long as the lion's share goes to them. Watch this now. We're going to see now. I'll show you how we're going to turn this around. So in the very first month here, $199.10 goes to principal, $1,000 goes to interest, 84% goes to them. And then it's not going to change the next month by very much, where $200.10 goes to principal and $9.99 goes to interest. Here is how it works. So remember, I said you can save at the same rate they're charging you. You can save at the same rate they're charging you. And if you got a question about this, come on up now. Come on up now, because hand raising is going to be turned off after a while. You won't be able to ask these questions. So if I make my payment this month, The principal payment for next month is $200. So remember, at the beginning of the month is the bank's timing, and I've got to pay them rent, right? But what if I paid them their rent money on the 1st, but somewhere in the same month, I look at the principal payment for next month. What if I have that in the bank? Okay. What if I got some money in the bank, and I take a look at that $200.10. I said, what if I gave that to the bank early? What am I doing? I'm disrupting the bank's timing. Therefore, it messes up their math. Mess up the bank's timing. It messes up their math. And now the math starts to work in your favor. Okay. How do I make so that 100% of the money I give to the bank goes to me, goes to you? If we make this payment this month, and in the same month, we give them the payment on line two, $200.10. All of that goes to the principal. 100% of it goes to the principal without any money going to them. I'm changing this around. I'm turning it around. And what happens? I just eliminated line two for $200.10. My next mortgage payment for next month is on line three. So I'm advancing the amortization schedule. I did it with only $200, worth 100% of that money went to me because it went to my equity. And what happened to this $999 in interest that the bank was hoping to receive next month? They'll never get it. I just saved $999 I'll never have to pay. So folks, what we're talking about is how to get your money at 75% off. Okay. Now, how do we do this without hurting our budget? If we track our budget, I need you to learn this. If we track our budget, we can know how much money we're receiving and how much money we pay out each month for mortgage, for insurance, for food, for church, for electricity, for gasoline, for car payments. We know how much we pay out just to be able to live. All right. And we know how much we want to pay. Let's say we even throw in the number one thing we want to focus on is not paying off the debt. What if the number one thing we focus on is how to spend money on how to have fun with the family? Fun with the family. Lifestyle spending. What if we put that in number one and figure out how much money we could spend responsibly so that we can have fun? And that's going to be our primary goal, is to be psychologically healthy as we're working all the time, and we take some time out for rest and recreation and have some fun. We're going to build that into the family. And that takes money. That's going to be number one, because if you're psychologically healthy, you can go to work. Okay? If you're not psychologically healthy about, listen, I'm working, I'm not enjoying myself, the family is unhappy, we can't go anywhere, we can't do anything, it's always work. What is that all about? Okay, we got to be able to do some things to add some spice into the life. So we're going to put that number one. And then we're going to pay all the bills. And once we track the spending, we can figure out how much money is left over each month. We put that in the bank and build up a stash in the bank with the money that's left over. So we take $200 out of that stash and apply it to the bank, apply it to the mortgage early, and save $999 in interest. And all of this money goes to principal, and we remove one line from the, well, if we could do that, what if we paid it this month and then gave the bank $200.10, $201.10, and $202.10? That's $630. Because remember, we're building up our stash in the bank. And let's say we take $603.30 out of the bank and apply it at a time, disrupt the bank's timing, where all of that money goes to principal. And look what happens when we do the math. Look here. That's $9.99, $9.98, and $9.97. That's money the bank will never receive because we disrupted their timing, which made it impossible for them to receive that money. But all of this money went to principal. All $600 went to principal without giving them a dime of rent. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Kurt Nugent, are you there this morning? Can you talk to us this morning? Is your mic working? I love to talk to Kurt because you know why I love to talk to Kurt, because he makes sure that you can see me on these streaming platforms. We've already been here an hour. Okay, we've been here an hour. All right, Kurt, are you? Listen, we've got Marcus wants to come up and ask a question. Kurt, are you there this morning? All right, he's probably doing double duty. All right, come on up, man. Come on up, Marcus. Marcus, how are you doing this morning?
I'm here.
All right, Kurt, there you are. Hey, Kurt, I'm going to come back to you in a second, okay?
Sure.
All right, excellent. Hey, Marcus, how are you doing this morning? Listen, if you want to speak, go ahead and find that microphone in the lower right-hand corner and click on that so you can unmute. So you can, there you go. What's up, man? Marcus, are you there? We're not hearing you. All right.
Hey, I'm here. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you now, sir. I can hear you now. All right, Marcus, do you have a question for us? Listen, we can't hear you now. Are you using a Bluetooth device?
Yes, I do have a question. So somewhere along the way, I missed that first transaction. So I do understand where you.
Hey, Marcus, you're going in and out. Are you using a Bluetooth device of any kind? Because if you are, could you remove it so we could just use the microphone on the phone? Because we can't hear you. Hello, Marcus. You may want to try going out, leaving Clubhouse and coming back in, and we'll invite you back because no one's hearing you. Wow. Anyway, all right. So Marcus, try going out and coming back in if you can hear me, and then we're gonna continue on, and maybe I could answer your question this way. Okay. So try going out, coming back in, and if you're using a Bluetooth device, let's go ahead and disconnect your Bluetooth device, and maybe that will work for you. All right. So, folks, here's what we're talking about. When we give the bank money and disrupt their timing, we save. So if we give them the 210, the 20110, the 20210, we save nearly $3,000 in interest we never have to pay. That is magnificent in terms of the bank stops taking from us, and we turn that whole thing around so that we get more money towards principal and a lot less money towards the interest, or we pay a lot less rent. Okay? All right. Now watch this. I got a couple of more things. Take a look at cumulative principal and cumulative interest on this. In 1 year, if we follow the bank's program, we add up all the principal payments for 1 year, it comes to $2,456 and a penny. If we add up all the interest payments for 1 year, we go to cumulative interest, and it comes to $11,933.19. So who wants to pay $11,933.19 just to pay their loan down by 245601. Okay? Who wants to do that? Who wants to spend that kind of money? Nobody. So here's my question. Do we have to pay? The bank wants us to pay this, but they want us to pay it on their timing. Use their timing. And when we use their timing, it costs us $11,933.19 when we use their timing. What if, here's my question, do we have to pay the 245601 in 12 monthly installments? Do we have to? No, we don't. No, we don't. So here's what we're doing, folks. But if by the money we saved up, if we gave this to the bank on line 1, do you realize we're paid down to line 12 in just 1 month? We're paid down to line 12 in just 1 month. And then what happens to all the interest, all the rent between line 2 and line 12? We never have to pay that. We just saved $10,944.42 because to pay it down to here by disrupting the bank's timing didn't cost us $11,933.19 in interest or rent. It only cost us $1,000 in rent to do the exact same thing. To pay it down to here cost us $1,000 in rent instead of $11,933.19. Do you see how we're beginning to turn it around already? I see you all clipping out there. I see you clipping. I see folks sharing the room. I see that the room is growing to 31 people in here. I see we have 64 comments. Okay, so Marcus is asking he's going to put his comment in the chat. He says, can you review the first payment and what you can add to throw off the bank's interest cycle? I'll review that first payment again for you, Marcus. Okay, here we go. One more time. Let's say we make a payment this month, $11.99.10, and we can see the amortization schedule. And by looking at it, we can see next month's principal payment, which is $200.10. We don't have to wait till next month to give the bank $200.10. We can give it to them this month. And 100% of that money goes to the principal to pay down the loan. We're paid down to line 2 on our amortization schedule in the first month, which means next month we're actually on line 3. So what happened? We just completely destroyed line 2 with only $200.10 that we had sitting in the bank making 1/10 of 1%. $200.10 got rid of line 2. So we're eliminating lines from the mortgage, from the amortization schedule. We're on line 3 for next month, and the $999 in interest that the bank was hoping to acquire free from you, you never have to pay. So your overall interest cost just went down by what? $999, almost $1,000. And if we made our payment here and then pay it down by these 3, 1, 2, 3, $200.10, 201.10, 202.10, that's $603.30. We eliminate the $999, the $998, and the $997. Nearly $3,000 in interest we never have to pay. That's what we're talking about, folks. Anybody got any questions about this before we get into a little deeper about how in the world we're going to turn this around? All right. I'm putting something else on the screen. Anybody else got anything to say here?
Yeah, I got something to say.
Come on.
I want to find out right now from you guys that are in the room, right? If you understand what he was talking about, because before we start moving forward and stuff, I want to find out who understands what he was saying, because he broke that thing down so eloquently, and he broke it down to a science. By you letting us know that you understand, go to the chat right now. Type the number 9 in the chat. I need you to go type the number 9 in the chat. I need you right now. If you understand what he was saying, if you like saving money on your interest and you saw it, how it was done, right? I want you to go to the chat and type number 9 in the chat, right? I want you to type number 9. I want to find out, see if he's just doing this because we just wasting air in this world, or if you guys are obtaining some of this information. I think that is the key thing, is letting the speaker know, saying, hey, you know what? I'm learning something from you today. If you're learning something today in this room, I need you to go to the 9. I need you to put number 9 in the chat. Let's utilize that chat. Let's work that chat to sleep. Let's put that number 9 in the chat. That's letting Mr. Don know that, hey, Mr. Don, I am learning from you. I thank you. I appreciate you. What you're teaching me that the banks won't teach me. I need to see the number 9s in the chat to let us know exactly what's going on. Listen, this morning, right now, if you didn't know about this before you got in the room, put the number 9 in the chat. I got to see the number 9 in the chat to let us know how good of a job he's doing this morning. Also, down at the bottom, there's a point where you can share the room. There's 27 shares in this room, right? Let's put this in the hallway. Let's put this in the hallway. Listen, let's get this. I need you to share the room. Now, how you going to do that is you're going to hit that down at the bottom where it has an arrow to go up, and you hit it and share it and put it in your hallway. That is the digital currency what you guys are doing right now. I need you guys to hit that number 9 in the chat if you learned something, right? Right? And listen, and then also I want you to share the room. With that being said, Mr. Don, back to you.
Looks like Don stepped away for just a second there, Flame. So I'm just jumping in here real quick to keep it moving. Hopefully everybody is doing well this morning and you are learning. I don't know how many of you have been able to respond to what Flame just asked in terms of that question. If you have understood what has been shared, definitely want to make sure you're able to respond and let us know. I'm going to check out some of our comments. We got a couple of comments online. I see Don is coming back. We got a couple of comments online. Let me see about some of these comments. Let's see here. Move this right here real quick. Let's get that over here. Oh, okay. Hold on now. We got Don back. So let's move him back in here. But let's check out some of these questions real quick. All right. We've got David Hunt is online. He said this helps the YouTube algorithm get out the other people so that they can get paid. See, he's telling people to like the video on YouTube. David Hunt is just kind of doing that moderator thing. He's one of my moderators on my channel, and he does a phenomenal job. So he's doing that moderator thing. He's letting people know, if you're watching on YouTube right now, we got 15 people watching online on various destinations. Most of you are on YouTube. 14 of you are on YouTube. We want to make sure you guys know that hitting that like button, and in fact, the way he says it, yeah, if your like button is transparent, you want to go ahead and make it solid by clicking it. So if you hit that like button, that allows people to know that this is good content. It tells the algorithm that this content needs to be dispersed even further than they have been. And you would be also doing the same thing that Flame is asking people to do on Clubhouse. For our folks on YouTube, that's how you would be able to do that. But we want to encourage your questions and comments on YouTube as well, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, wherever you might be watching from. We want to encourage your comments. This is such a great space. This is such a learning space. So there is no, trust me on this, there is no dumb question. You want to be able to get your questions asked, and to be honest, just like going to see the doctor, it's a very specific process. Questions are not, some of your questions will help others, but unless you ask the question yourself, you will not get a specific response for your situation, which is why we're encouraging you to go ahead and ask your questions in the chat, ask your questions online, raise your hand on Clubhouse and come on up to the stage so that we can hear from you as well. One of the things I like to do, Don, is to make sure we are, we're giving the people what they're looking for. And it sounds like we are. It sounds like people are getting value, immense value from this. But,
we also want to make sure that we thread that needle, right? So there's a sweet spot in terms of what people knew, what people think they know, what has piqued their interest and brought them into the room, and then what question did they have that they wanted to get answered. And that's kind of one of those, that matrix of content that we always try to thread that needle of. So I wanted to share that as well. And while Don is still getting set back up, let me just go ahead and say, my name is Kirk Nugent. I get a chance to serve as your producer for this show, making sure that we can see this and hear this well on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Don gives me a lot of credit, but I'm going to tell you, man, he's one of my best students. He's actually running the sound through his soundboard. He's got a Rodecaster Pro there in his studio. Some people like this kind of technical information. I get these questions all the time. He's using a Focusrite 2i2 USB interface. He's got a microphone. He's got the Gator Frameworks arm on that microphone. He's got a red XLR cable. I love that XLR cable. He's also got a Rodecaster Pro, which has 4 inputs. Are you using the phone or the tablet today, Don?
We're using the tablet today.
All right. So he's got his iPad connected up to the Rodecaster Pro using a TRRS cable. And that is what's bringing audio from Clubhouse into the Rodecaster Pro and streaming it out to you guys on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitter. That's why you're able to hear both the audio from Clubhouse on YouTube, and as well, that's why you guys on Clubhouse are able to hear me, because I'm not on Clubhouse. I'm actually in StreamYard on YouTube. So that audio is going 2-way. He's also using a Sony A6400 camera. It's a mirrorless camera. It does 4K. But he's also got a Sigma 16mm lens on that camera with the f1.4. And that's what's giving him that clarity and that blurry background, that bokeh, if you will, right? That's giving you that milky background back there. That's dreamy right there. And that's his setup. He's got that bundle from Focusrite. So that's also giving him those headphones. And he's got those headphones plugged into the audio port of the Rodecaster Pro. And so this is one of the things I like to do. I like to show off this shot right here. I'm going to show you that real quick because, I'm the technical guy. So I want you to see it all. He's got 2 Dasny LED panel lights. He's got a remote for that. Go ahead and show them the remote. Don, listen, show them the remote for the lights. Come on. Some folks want to see the technical. They were trying to figure out how in the world is he doing this. He can change the color of the lights behind him, but he can also change the intensity of the LED lights in front of him. And that's how he's able to control this entire setup. The reason why I went through all of that stuff during my introduction is because that's what I do. This is what I help people to do, to not only get their message out there, but to do it in a way that's credible, to do it in a way that looks good, to allow them to kind of remove all the barriers of the technical pieces, get them set up so that they can do what they came to do, and that is to share the value they have with the world. And that is the P.I.L.L method. So Don's primary focus is the P.I.L.L method. My primary focus is ensuring that he has a vehicle with which to share that with the world. It's your boy Kirk Nugent, the Geek Speaker Preacher. Tap in with me, Kirk10klive.com. Don, we're going to hand that mic right back to you.
All right, folks, we're going to put on the screen here. Here is what every home will have one. A few years ago, it wasn't that long ago, when Bill Gates and Steve Jobs were talking about every home will have a computer. All right. And this is when computers were as big as houses. Now that we're understanding that we are raw materials for the bank, we are their resources, or their raw resources that they're using to turn us into money. Okay. So what can we do to combat that so that we can optimize the use of money? Meaning, how do we get the biggest bang for our buck without doing the math? We can't. Somebody has to do the math so that you can have the most amount of money that you want going towards building up your generational wealth, while at the same time purchasing your house, your car, your education. If you're using somebody else's money, you can turn this thing around so that you get the lion's share and you can pay them pennies on the dollar for using their money. You can completely turn this thing around. And what I got on the screen right now is our opportunity cost calculator. And we're going to show you some things here. And this is John and Rebecca Jones. And I want to show you what's going on with John and Rebecca. Okay. So here's what we've got. What you're looking at now is called the action plan. And in the action plan, you can see this is where we remember when I was talking about how we track the income and the outgo. So the action plan just tracks the money. So we put into the system how much money got coming in and how much goes out. So this is the action plan where we actually track everything. All right. We're tracking everything. And I'm going to go ahead and reset. I'll show you how we can reset this thing. And this is, this is our example. We use this as our example. I'm just resetting everything for you right now so that we can start from the beginning for John and Rebecca Jones. We can see 3 months at a time in the action plan. Okay, we start in April. We can scroll down into May and we can bring it to the current month, June. All right, we're a little behind on our video, but it's catching up. It's catching up. There we go. So I'm going to scroll all the way back up to the beginning here. And what do? We just tell the program how much money we're making and how much money we're spending. But first, even before we get to that, let's take a look at what we're dealing with. So we run everything with these 3 tabs. We've got the action plan. Okay, that's the action plan tab over here to the left. We've got the budget tab, which is next. And we've got the accounts tab right next to it. Okay. So what we're going to do now is click on the accounts tab and bring up all the accounts that are in here so that you can see how our system turns it all around, not just to save you some money, but we're going to show you how you can save the maximum amount of interest that's mathematically possible for you. So in here, now that we've got we're getting the new screen up, it will be up in just a second here. Okay, now we're live streaming it. There we go. We got $500 in checking. John and Rebecca Jones have a little over $5,000 in savings. So we scroll down into the liabilities. They have a $25,000 auto loan at 4%. They have $2,000 that they owe on their 21% Visa. And they have a $200,000 mortgage at 6%. That's what we were showing before. All right. So, but if we scroll back up to the top, we can see the windows or the applets that we put up here that show you what's going on so you can always know what's happening with your money. So John and Rebecca Jones know that even before they start making their first payment, we've figured out that if they follow the program, they will be able to pay off all of their debt and not pay the bank $179,442 in interest that the bank is looking for. That's what slows them down. That's what makes 30-year loans, all of that interest. But what if you don't have to pay that interest? What if you can flip the timing and flip the math? Okay, flip the timing and flip the math. Flame, I think we're going to really listen. We're going to expose some really important information about the bank here in just a couple of seconds, but we need to have some more people in here to see this. Okay.
Yeah, got that right, man. Listen, for you guys that are in the room right now, listen, I see right now we got 30 shares in the room. There's 34 people in the room, right? But what I'm asking you guys to do is Mr. Don he's gathered us here together so we can actually get this information. We all come from all walks of life. I've seen folks from in here, from shout out to Katy, Texas in the building, Charlotte, North Carolina, right? I've seen you guys from all over this globe that came together in this room. But one thing that we have to do is making sure that we can disperse this information out to others. What I'm asking everybody to do right now, right, at this point in the room, at this point, I'm asking everybody else, can we come together for one? Because they told me Now, we don't come together for much, right? So what I'm asking you guys to do right now is see if we can come together. Now, how do we come together? Let's all do one thing at one time. I think that is a key element of how we can get the world to move in a much better space, right? There's a lot of diversity, as you can see, from all different aspects of your life, right? Whether you like this and they like that. They're always putting us against one another. But let us come together. Now, how do we come together when we're talking about this? What we're going to do right now is we're going to come together and we're going to all push this algorithm out of the roof. Now, how we're going to push this algorithm out is by, on the count of three. Listen, on the count of three, right? What we're going to do is we're going to all share this room, even if you've already shared it before. We're going to push this at the top of the room. So let's see if they said we couldn't do, and that's come together on the count of three. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Let's share the room. Share the room. Hit the share button and share the room. Let's share the room. Everybody, let's share the room. Let's come together one time. Let's share the room. Come on. All you got to do is we're going to come down here. Hit the share, right? What you're going to do is you're going to share the room, making sure that you get it out to your people. Share the room, share the room, share the room. Let's get this algorithm up. Let's push this algorithm up out of here. I need you guys to share the room. Come on, now. This is what we got going on. I need 1 minute of just sharing the room. Everybody that's in here to share in the room. Listen, we got 40 seconds left. I need you guys to share the room. Share the room. Let's see how many people we can get together to come as one. Listen, we have people popping up in this room that you didn't even know they even thought about a home. Let's share the room, share the room, share the room. Listen, I'm asking you guys to share the room. We got 28 more seconds left to share the room. We have 40 shares now. Let's share the room. Share the room. Share the room. Can we get to 50 shares? Can we share the room? Share the room. I need you guys to share the room. Listen, I got 20 seconds left for this. Let's share the room. Come on, somebody hit the share button and let's share the room. Let's get down there. Let's push this algorithm up. That's out of here. Let's share the room. Okay, we got 43 shares. Can we get to 50 shares? I need you guys to share the room. Even if you shared it before, let's share it again. Let's get these algorithms. Let's push them up out of here. We got 43 shares in the room. I need you guys to share the room. We got 10 seconds left. Can we share the room? Share the room. I need you guys to hit that share button at the bottom. We got 45 shares left. That's right. We got 45 shares with 5 seconds left. Can you guys share the room? Share the room. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Come on. Can you guys share the room? Thank you guys. Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Flame. Listen, folks, I got a fabulous example to show you how you can pay off a loan like these loans in about 7 years. But we just got another celebrity endorsement. Okay, has anybody heard of the group Take 6? The group Take 6?
Absolutely, Don.
Absolutely. Did you know that we have 2 members of Take 6 that said, I have permission to say that they are using this program? And in fact, if you watch some of my videos from YouTube, you will actually see a member of Take 6 doing a video endorsement for this program. But we just got a brand new celebrity endorsement, brand new, just last month. All right. And this is going to get blasted out all over TV and social media. But you here in the Black Think Tank, in our room, How to Pay Off Mortgages in 7 Years, we're going to give you just a taste of what this is going to look like and who this new celebrity actually is. I want to introduce to you a man that has been all over the internet for years, the #1 motivational speaker in the entire world, E.T., the hip hop preacher, Dr. Eric Thomas, giving the P.I.L.L method an endorsement. Play it.
Listen to me, y'all. But one of his mentees took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She's like, you sure? Because I'm gonna keep my license as a nurse just in case you don't. So when I paid the house off, my boy was like, you ain't gotta do that, you can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down for my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest.
So, folks, we just had to let that breathe for a minute. I want to thank Dr. Eric Thomas for shouting out how he paid off his mortgage in just 4 years. Now, our average person pays it off in 7 to 9. He did it in just 4 using the P.I.L.L method. I want to thank Dr. Eric Thomas not only for coming to our conference last month, but for shouting us out like this and giving us another celebrity endorsement. All right, now, folks, we're going to get back into here. Now, if you want to know, if you want to know more about how Dr. Eric Thomas did this, if you want to know how to do this, okay, I'm going to give you a little bit more. But if you want to know what he did, you want to go to the link above, all right, and click on Get a Savings and Earnings Report. Right now, which one do we have up here? ICE 10K Live. All right, so you can go to ICE 10K. .com or ICE 10K Live that we have up here, ICE 10K Live or ICE10K.com. It doesn't really matter. Okay. So if you go there, you will be able to see a button that says Get a Savings and Earnings Report, so that you'll be able to do what Dr. Eric Thomas has done. Find this information, put in your financial information in here. Follow all of the directions. Now, there is a direction that says when we're confirming your cell phone number, read the directions there. It's right above the cell phone that we're sending you a code as a message. Okay, we're sending that as a message to your phone. Wait for the code. When you get the code, then put that into the website so that you can be let into the financial form. Fill out the financial form. Someone from my company will contact you to confirm the numbers and set up a consultation for you. You will then know the month, day, and year you are debt free. You can be debt free and how much interest you can save. I listen. When we get this out, Dr. Eric Thomas, who's using this, and he's got millions and millions of followers. We are so excited about what's getting ready to happen to our business worldwide with this kind of endorsement. Oh, listen, I want you to be able to celebrate with us, because once we get 10,000 followers, we're going to have a brand new community that's going to be based out of this. And our community is going to be able to meet with me one-on-one. We're going to get together at 4 times a month inside our community off Clubhouse. All right. And you're going to be able to learn even more about how it is that we're doing. And you'll be able to talk to other people that are using the P.I.L.L and how we can collaborate and use our ideas to help each other. Our community is going to be off the chain when we release this, probably next week. So we're working on it right now. We're getting everything together. We're going to release this in a way that we can kind of manage it, but it's getting ready to blow up. If you want to be part of this community, stay tuned, folks. And I'm interested. If you want to be part of this community, put a number 7 in the chat, because 7 is a perfect number. Put a number 7 in the chat if you're interested in becoming part of this community, so that we can all work together to help each other, all right, eliminate debt and create generational wealth. All right, back to the screen, folks. Back to the screen. Now, I need you to see this. So now we see that John and Rebecca Jones have a $25,000 auto loan. They have Visa at $2,000 on their Visa, and they have a mortgage of $200,000, but it's not back on the screen yet. We got to get it back on the screen. Okay. So it's coming. It's coming, folks. There it is. There it is. So now we've got that on the screen. All right. So now let's go and see what's happening now. Because they're not going to pay $179,442, they are, because of the interest they will not pay, that's how they're going to be done in 7.7 years. The exact same budget they used to qualify for these loans is the exact same budget they're going to use to save $179,000 in interest they don't have to pay, because we're going to teach them how to disrupt the bank's timing, which changes the math, which changes how long it's going to take them to get out of debt. It's like a chain reaction, folks. And they're going to be done in 7.7 years because they're going to follow this program to the T, and the program is going to tell them just what to do. Now, watch this. When we get back into the action plan, all this information has already been preloaded into their system. And so we're going back to the action plan. So we're starting in April, where John gets paid April 1st, okay, $950. All right. So when you see that, when John gets paid $950, that money is direct deposited right into his bank. But the program needs to know that he's received $950. So we set up like a virtual bank account, a virtual checking account inside the program. So when we click on that and he executes that, so it says, oh, okay, I've received my money. And now I'm telling the program that I've received my money. And when he clicks that, it disappears from the screen because he was expecting it. He's received it, and he's told the program that he's received it. Now, when he goes into his accounts, he can actually see that he has exactly what he has in the bank, $1,450 in the bank. Okay, $1,450 in the bank. So once he has that money in the bank, you see, now he can pay the mortgage. So we're going to go back to the action plan. Okay, so the program just needs to know how much money you have at all times, and you just tell it. All right, so now he has enough money to pay the mortgage, $1,199.10. So when he does, that money is going to get subtracted from his real bank account. So we must subtract the same amount from his virtual bank account. So the program will always know what's going on. Now he can pay his utilities. Rebecca gets a paycheck. But here's what I want you to focus right now, folks, on these two little arrows in the middle, the red and the blue arrow. That means that is the program now giving you direction. That's like the turn signal on a GPS unit. Okay. So the program says the first column is our from column. The second column is our to column. You take money. So it's saying on the 4th of the month, on the 5th of the month, take money from the checking account and put it into the savings account, $100.90. What does that mean? That means because the program knows how much money you need to spend this month and how much you're making this month, it says this is the extra money you don't need for anything else. And then you might say, Don, what about fun? What about having some fun? Okay, well, let's go down here to take a look at unitemized budget. See, unitemized budget is to spend whatever on whatever else you want. They've got a healthy unitemized budget. If they spend $1,300 a month on whatever else they want to spend it on, guess what? They're still out of debt in 7.7 years. Oh, you get to choose how much money you spend on the family. And then we do the calculations, and then you get to see when you could be out of debt as a result of that. This is okay with them. They could be out of debt faster if they spent less money on themselves. But for John and Rebecca Jones, they said, we would be less happy if we spent less money on ourselves. So we're okay with doing this and paying off a 30-year loan and our car in 7.7 years and have some fun along the way and grow our wealth. Oh my goodness. You get to choose all of that. with this program. So now listen, so they're going to put that money in the bank, and we're putting more money in the bank a little later, $388.72. But guess what happens here? There's no extra money going to the debt this month. We paid the mortgage already. No extra money went to the mortgage. We have a Visa minimum payment of $50.88. No extra money is going to the Visa. We have a car payment of $460.41. No extra money is going to the car payment. So why are we putting that money in the bank? Because we already have over $5,000 in the bank, but the program says it's not time yet to put money on the debt. So we're not putting money on the debt every single month, extra money. We're going to do that at strategic times during the year. All right. So if we do it at strategic times during the year, we can optimize our interest savings. What does that mean? We can get a bigger bang for our buck. We can kill more interest per dollar if we use the right amount of money at the right time. There's only one program on the planet that does that. It's right here in front of you. Okay. Right here in front of you. No one else does this. No one else talks about this. This is more powerful than the debt snowball. This is more powerful than the avalanche method, because we are going to make sure you're going to pay the right amount so that you can save the most amount of interest possible. Why is that important? Because the more interest you pay, the longer you stay in debt. You see, if John and Rebecca Jones had to pay $179,442 in interest they didn't need to pay, they would be in debt for 30 years. But the more interest you don't pay directly affects how long you stay in debt. And all we're doing is using their monies more efficiently. They're not selling pizzas at night. They're not staying home, not going anywhere. They're not cutting up their credit cards. They're not driving a 30-year-old car. They're not eating beans and rice 7 days a week and telling their kids, we don't have money, we can't go anywhere, we can't do anything. No, they're living a great lifestyle and counting all of their pennies and making all their money work, even the money that they're using to have fun. Watch this. So if the program is saying, if we're not putting money on the debt right away, when are we going to put money on? Did you know that we can change one of these windows? See, I can get all kinds of information. I got a payoff date. Payoff date is, how would you like to know the month, day, and year you can be debt free? Okay, from today, they would be debt free December 11th, 2029. Folks, it's 2022. How would you like to know the month, day, and year you can be debt free and have it right there in your face? December 11th, 2029. Who's ever done that for you before? Okay, so now we're going to change the window and go down here to next debt transfer. So I'm going to click on that. And so the program is going to predict, based on the spending pattern, okay, that out of the budget, okay, so as we spend the regular budget, including the $1,300 just to have some fun, by we're starting out in April, but by June 7th, they should have $3,120 in savings that they can put towards the debt. So we don't do it every month. We just do it every now and then when the program determines what's the best amount and the best time for you. Okay? So watch this. So we're going to scroll down and we're just going to pretend that we did all of this. And I'm going to run through 3 months on this for you in just a few minutes so that you can see what's going on. All right. I'm looking for hands raised. I'm not seeing any hands raised for asking any questions, because you can ask questions at any time. Pretty soon it'll be too late. So we're going down here. We're going down to June. And look here, folks, look here. We're seeing it now. In June, the program says we're paying the mortgage on the first of the month, but now we get new instructions. On the 7th of the month, take money from savings and direct it to the Visa, $2,002.82. And when we do that, we're paying the Visa to zero, not just a little bit every month and pay it over a year. We're saying, listen, put all the money in savings that you don't need and pay it off in 2 months. Boom, gone. Because it's what the money was sitting in savings. And then we get to see something very special here. I'm highlighting it now. That future interest savings of $1,736.34. Gone. That's interest they will never have to pay. Let me explain what just happened. If they were to pay off the $202,000 the way the bank wants them to, just to make minimum payments, they would also have to give the bank $1,736.34 in interest. But because they paid it off this way, out of the savings account, which is only making 0.1% in interest, they get to use that money to save $1,736 in interest. And it was Benjamin Franklin that said, a penny saved is a penny earned. So, folks, if you don't have to spend $1,700, it's just like making it. Oh, because you have a choice to spend it on something else. How about that? So now we're going to get back out of here and scroll back down into June, and we're going to see, oh, look here. After we pay off the Visa, now remember, we had over $5,000 in savings. We only used $2,000 of it. And now we're going to use only $1,116.98 more. What? We got more money available, but the program says stop at 98 cents. What kind of sense is that when it's so easy to round it up to the next dollar? What sense does this make when we have over $5,000 that we can round this up? We could just easily round that up to $1,200, couldn't we? But look at this. I need you to see this, and this is what's important. It's not just throwing money at the debt. We want to make sure we're saving the maximum amount of interest per dollar applied. And I'm going to show you something that is so powerful right here. This is the only program on the planet that does this, and every home will have one. Okay? Every home will have one. We want to make sure that happens. Do you know there was years ago, some of you don't remember this, when every home did not have a microwave oven. Every home did not have a microwave oven. Practically every home has one now. Do you know what they were saying about microwave ovens years ago? That men should not get too close to them because it could make them sterile. Remember those lies that went out about microwave ovens? But practically every home has one. Remember Steve Jobs and Steve Jobs and what's his name? Come on, help me out. The computer guy. All right, Steve Jobs and I just had his name.
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates, that's it. Steve Jobs, Bill Gates. Okay, so we got Steve Jobs and Bill Gates who said every home will have a computer. Well, we don't have just one computer. We've got a laptop. We got a desktop. We got a tablet. Our phone is a handheld computer. We got a computer in our washing machine. We got a computer in the dryer. We got a computer in the microwave. We got a computer in a stove. We got over 300 computers in our car. That makes it run. Okay? So we got computers everywhere except managing our money and making it more efficient. Listen, what if we had that now? Oh, but we do. We do have that. And every home will have one once they realize, with the help of Dr. Eric Thomas, once they realize that they can have a computer that can beat the bank at their own game and make sure that you save the maximum amount of money, that you only pay the right amount of money in the right month, on the right day of the month, and attack the right loan. Oh my goodness, what happens here? So we have $1,116.98. And how much interest are we going to save? $5,435.91. Folks, I need you to see what happens here when we follow this program. we're finding out something very interesting here. We're not just saving $5,000. I can tell you how much interest we're saving per dollar. I can even get it all the way down, Kenyatta, to the penny. They're saving. Would you like to know how much money they're saving per penny, Kenyatta? Because I already did the math. Because Kenyatta loves that. She loves that example of the power of the penny. By doing the math, they're saving for every penny 7 cents. 7 cents in interest for everything that they're for every penny they're saving 7 cents. But watch this. I'm just going to break it down for by the dollar here. So we got $5,435.91. $5,435.91. And we're going to divide that by $1,116.98. Uh-oh, I did it wrong. I forgot to click the button. Okay, let's do it again. All right. Make sure we clear that out. All right, we're putting in $5,435.91. And we're going to divide that by what we're paying towards principal. All this money goes to principal, okay? Because we've already paid the mortgage payment. All right. So we're going to divide that by $1,116.98. Oh, delete 98. There we go. And equals. That's $4.80. That's 4.866. Okay, that's $4.87. So once we get that to over 5 or more on that third number, we go back and round that number up. That's what the bank does. So it's $4.87 for every dollar applied. We can know, and if I break that down even further, I can figure out how much money I'm saving per penny. So this is the most that they can save at this point with the money they have available, $4.86. Now, watch this. So if we did that, so we can save $4.86. Let's just say we don't like odd numbers. Okay? We don't like odd numbers. I like even numbers. Let's put in $1,500. I'm going to put in $1,500 here. And the program is going to instantly recalculate and tell me that now I can save $7,250.77. Now, why wouldn't I do $1,500 and save $7,000 instead of $5,000? Because I have more money in the bank. Why not do that? This is why. I'm going to take my $7,000. We're going to put our calculator back up on the screen. We're going to put in our $7,000 worth of savings, $7,259.77. And we're going to divide it by $1,500. Remember, we were saving $4.87 before, and now this equals $4.84. We're saving less per dollar. You see, the program knows what is the minimum amount I can pay to save the most amount per dollar, and then stop there. Any more money at the wrong time violates the law of diminished return, meaning the more you put in, the less you get out. The more you put in, the less you get out. Miss Kenyatta, we just went over the power of the penny.
Oh no, I love that. Did you tell them how their coffee can make a difference, and if they pick up a penny, how it'll save them?
Oh, listen, I just went over how in this example here, that 1 penny saves them 7 cents. That's why I pick up pennies in the parking lot, folks. Pick up pennies in the parking lot. Okay.
You'll respect that change in your couch a lot better now.
Yes. You know, a $6 cup of coffee will save you about $40 in interest. That's what I love about this thing. So we just showed where putting more money at the wrong time actually hurts the system. But guess what? What if I didn't know that? What if I didn't know that? What if I said, you know what, I'm going to pay $1,500 anyway. I've got the money already in the bank. And the program says, wait till the 7th of the month. Shoot, we made the payment on the 1st of the month. Why wait till the 7th? Let's change this date. We're going to pay more, and we're going to pay it sooner, and we're going to $7,259 instead of a little over $5,000 in interest, but we're going to save it at the wrong time. Look at your payment, look at your amount of interest that you can save over the next 7 years, 7.7 years, almost 8 years. 179,442. I need you to focus in on the 442 here, folks. And when we execute that, when we tell the program, I want to pay what I want to pay, I want to pay $1,500 and I want to pay it on the 1st of the month. Look what happens to the 442. 179,442 becomes 179,434. I'm saving less money overall by not listening to the program. What? Watch this, folks. Again, watch what happens when we pay things out of sequence. Because listen, the program already said pay off the credit card first. Okay. So what if we did that? We pay off the credit card. I need you to see this. I need you to take a look at this. We're going to go back into the accounts and we're going to take a look at the credit card minimum payment. It was $50.88. So if we pay off that credit card, $50.88. We pay off that $50.88. We don't have to pay anymore because the credit card is paid to zero, right? So what happens to that $50.88 if we were using the debt snowball theory? We could take that $50.88 and apply it to the next debt and help to pay that down faster and all of our extra money. And so according to debt snowball theory, it should go to the auto loan because it's $25,000 instead of to the mortgage where we only owe $189,300 left. Okay. So this is, okay, let's do that. Let's do debt snowball. All right. And pay off the car 2 years early. But let me go over here to what I'm clicking on preferences. And we're going to go to program focus settings. And I need you to see this, folks. All right. The program is set to automatic. And when it's set to automatic, it says here, when the focus is set to automatic, the program will automatically optimize the order. You pay off the debts to become debt free. You can change the focus setting. However, this could have a negative impact on your overall results. So by telling the program, automatic, the program is going to tell you how much to pay and when to pay it and which loan to attack. But we want to override the program, at least in one area. Let's override the program in one area. That means let's tell the program we want to focus on the auto loan instead of the program choosing when to pay and what to pay. So we're going to focus on the auto loan until the auto loan is paid off. And then we're going to focus on the mortgage and we're going to take a 5-year loan, cut it down to 2. How do you like those apples? Okay. 5-year loan, cutting it down to 2. We're saving 3 years. Watch what happens. Okay. Watch what happens when we are on that. Okay. So, all right. Watch what happens when we do this. So let me see. We're going to change it to auto loan. Watch this. Watch your 7.7 years. Watch your $179,000 when the program recalculates. It went from 7.7 years to 7.8 years. It's actually going to take longer. Actually going to take longer. What do you say about that, folks? And it's actually going to cost $2,000 more in interest to pay the car off early. What do you say? What? It's actually going to cost us more in interest to pay the car off early? How in the world does that happen? How in the world does that happen? Let me show you. Let me show you what happens here. Because I'm going to go over, I got to get over to my iPad here. All right. And we're going to go back to the program and take a look. I'm going to change this back to automatic. All right. So when we change it back, everything goes back to normal. We're back to our 179,000 in interest saved here. And then we're going to go in back to our accounts. And I need you to take a look at, we're back to 7.7 years to pay off and $179,000 in interest saved. It gives us back our $2,000. And why is that? Why is that? Because look at here. I'm going to open up the auto loan. Because when we start attacking this auto loan, we start saving these $83.33 payments. Okay? We start saving those payments. All right? $83.33. We start saving those. But we have to prepay $377.08 to save $83 in interest. But it starts to go down from there. So that's a good thing. We could save that money. But when we go back to the account, here's what I'm asking you to I want you to understand this. We can pay off that car in 2 years if we focus all of our energy to pay off that car in 2 years. But that means for the next 2 years, we're making minimum payments on the mortgage. Look at what we're doing instead. Look at how much interest goes to the mortgage. $991.50. Look over here to the left. $991.50. Does it make sense to focus on a loan for 2 whole years? A loan that starts out at $83 a month interest and goes down from there, and totally ignore the loan that is costing you $991 a month? Does that make sense to you? Wow. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know today that you can stop the madness. You can today start saving money at a phenomenal rate. You can know the month, day, and year you can be debt free. All right. And you can know that by clicking on the button above my head. You can go to that button and find this book. All right. The P.I.L.L Method, A Better Way to Eliminate Debt. It is the only book. It is the only book out of 33 million titles on Amazon that talks about what we talked about today. It is the only book that teaches you how to read an amortization schedule and how to defeat it, and introduces you to the opportunity cost calculator and why it is so difficult for us to do this on our own, to beat the bank at their own game when they give us a pencil and paper, but they're using high-tech computers. We can't beat them, not with our pencil and paper. We need fire to fight fire. So, folks, if you want to get an introduction, get the book, and now you can get a 10K card that goes along with it. You know that card you're clicking on up top? That is my digital business card. And Kenyatta, can you tell them how they can get their own digital business card when they buy this book today?
After you purchase the book, go ahead and screenshot that receipt. Go to ice10klive.com and upload that screenshot receipt, and then build out your card to your specification, including your social media handles, your email address, website. Let us know where you want your digital card sent, and we will send it to you in an hour or less. Your very own 10K card, value at $100 or more.
Sean 10K Lashley, we're getting ready to shut down on our live stream. So before we do that, I need you to tell them how important this card is, and we're going to shut down on the live stream, but we're going to stay on Clubhouse.
No, I'm booking the live. I'm booking the room right now, Don. I just came to say love you guys. I'm booking the room right now. Open out.
All right, talk to you later. All right, folks. So here's what we're going to do, folks. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to hear from Dr. Eric Thomas one last time before we say goodbye on our live stream. And folks, thank you so much for being here. And remember, get the book today. And don't forget to go to ice10k.com to get your savings and earnings report. All right. So you can know the month, day, and year you can be debt free. But I just wanted you to hear one last time from our latest celebrity endorsement. And we'll see you right back here on Friday on the live stream.
Listen to me, y'all. But one of his mentees took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She like, you sure? Because I'm gonna keep my license as a nurse just in case you don't. So when I paid the house off, my boy was like, you ain't gotta do that, you can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down for my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest.